Why hello there, Somebody back again with my first gameplay commentary since the game has been officially released to the public. For anyone who doesn't know, the game, they messed up a round of invites. People who got in, who were supposed to get invites, didn't get their invites, and there were a load of keys that would just had infinite use, and so on and so forth. And it was all a massive mess. But hey, it's out now for the public consumption. It rose to the 20th most played, I believe, game on Steam at one point, beating out both Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. So yeah, this is actually from the second latest patch, the latest patch being the one that introduced practice matches as well as custom matches. So the support's cash gain is just ridiculous, as you'll see by the end of this game. And what I'm doing here, this is my favorite start to the game on Spunky Cola. As assassin at least. You come all the way through the jungle and wait behind this corner. Nobody ever expects it. They just run up the ramp immediately, and you take their slim bots with your shurikens and cloak. It'll actually get you off to quite a nice start. You can then come back down here and get either get the gremlin or go up into one of the lanes via smoke, make a jump in order to get a kill, like you see I did there. And generally, what the gameplay in this is pretty much, because I've been spoiled with noobs since release, more or less. I mean, as well as playing this game, I've played quite a few others. I'm playing quite a few others. I managed to get a Dota 2 beta key off of Hubris. Love you, Hubris, man. Even though I do get my ass kicked repeatedly. And also League of Legends and SMNC. So I get very aggressive in terms of kills, and I'm not killing nearly enough bots as I should be. Which can lead to me being underleveled. But in general, basically I'm just looking for any way to deny the enemy kills. This box is actually really bad and completely ignores me, and I actually chase quite far here. But what I was trying to do here was just keep him out of the fight for as long as possible. And I actually ended up getting another one of his teammates to chase after me as well. And the more you can take the longer you can take multiple people out of the fight for, the longer they're not gaining levels, and the easier it becomes for your team to kill them. See, there's Leo as he respawns. But this actually kind of puts me at a level disadvantage, and I barely get that kill. If I hadn't got that kill, I probably would have been far too far behind in levels, and just generally weak. And the game probably wouldn't have panned out like it did. I mean, if that hadn't happened, I couldn't have been nearly as aggressive. But this is a really stupid play. I let this support kite me. Never ever let a support kite you. You have to grapple a support. If you can't grapple a support, in order to prevent him from kiting you, like he did to me there, just don't engage, run away. I mean, he was overleveled anyway. I thought I could take him down because he was on low health. But the hurt gun is just that powerful, and because now I'm same level, I learnt my mistake. Grapple him, get the kill. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually look for more people to kill. For example, this Salt, which is generally just harassment. Whenever you can harass the enemy, do so, but make sure you're not losing out on bot kills. You need to be keeping up in levels, and the easiest way to keep up in levels is to be killing bots. No surprise there. And you should see. I think you should have seen that the support on our team has 1,200 cash, and that's just an example of how ridiculous the sports cash gain was this patch. I personally don't like the new method of cash gain, which is you can gain cash simply by having overhealing people, healing people, and giving them armor. And that means you can pretty much just leash one person and overlevel due to the rate at which he gains cash. I prefer it how it was before, personally, simply because it rewarded you for doing your job. Now I've been trying to get my team to get the Annihilator, so I was trying to delay their activation there for as long as possible, but it ended up not being enough. So I actually die after having jumped down and grappling someone. Luckily for the enemy team, though, it ends up being one of the people who was just standing around there. But yeah, I guess I'm really surprised though. Our team actually managed to turn this Annihilator around fairly well. I mean, no, we didn't get an amazing push because we managed to kill all the enemy team members, like you sometimes will. It provided they're underleveled and the like. But we didn't get we didn't lose any turrets, to my memory. I mean, I might just be talking out my arse here, but I believe that's what happened. And yeah, generally, the assassin is better at this than other classes. But if you're really hurt, like really badly hurt, just retreat to a spawn as quickly as possible. I mean, the spawn will heal you faster than support will, and heading back towards spawn will be generally a safer route. Now down here, they've got two people who were overleveled, as well as a sports firebase, which I'm not sure how, but it's become invincible. And as I'm trying to take it down, I get low health because the spark jumps in, as well as the firebase shooting at me. So I immediately just back off whilst the support deals with him, and put my juice in order to start generating health. And then immediately spawn bots, because we took out two of their key players, their highest level players. So we've got to make this push count, and the way that you do that, spawn bots when you push back. It's pretty much the easiest way for you to sustain a push with in terms of your bot wave. And the scramblers will also help set up kills. I mean, scramblers are great and are a large source of my deaths in both in SMNC, regardless of the class that I'm playing. I mean, like, it's the same with assaults, Megabeth, Carl from time to time, although I don't play him that often, Chest, and any pro that requires either lunging or a mobility skill will get absolutely screwed over by scramblers. They are, in my opinion, more powerful than jackbots, especially since there are two of them, and there's only one jackbot, so a jackbot can get focused down much more easily than a much more easily than two scramblers, especially since scramblers tend to be weaving through other bots, whereas a jackbot is a massive target. So here's a lesson, kiddies. When you want to push out of your base and yeah, and you're not up to the enemy. Well, yeah, obviously you're not up to the enemy money, but all you're pushing out of your own base. Buy 1 juice from your spawn and then 2 pairs of bots. Don't buy jackbot. It's a waste of money. And the juice plus 2 bot waves is by far cheaper than a single jackpot. It's 1,500 cheaper. So why you wouldn't go for the cheaper option, which will push far better? I don't know. I mean, I see people buying jackpots, but that will only push one lane, and it's honest to God, is a very large waste of money when you're trying to push out of your own base. The enemy has more map control. They have freer movement between lanes. Your jackbot won't be doing much. It'll get provided the enemy team is competent, it'll get focused down very, very quickly. And now this time my team actually got their shit together and went down for the Annihilator. And because we actually all went down there, we were actually able to get it this time, unlike last time where I had to try and prevent them from activating the Annihilator all by myself, and I failed because the grapple decided to hit the wrong person. Now, what you see me do here is incredibly risky. I shouldn't have been anywhere near that aggressive. However, and stayed in there that long, I should have escaped before as soon as I'd got grappled. But so, because, like I said, I've been playing against bad players quite a bit since the last patch, I'm way too over-aggressive. I mean, I should be playing a bit more passively, not going for people who are on such high health. I mean, you've seen me trying to take on people who are at, 60% health? 80% health? Even full health? And it really doesn't work, not unless you're multiple people. You've got multiple people, and or if they are at a level disadvantage. And once again, just trying to push bots, keeping the lanes from getting any turrets, because every single turret that goes down, that's 150 cash per person on the enemy team. So 150 times 5, that's 750 cash, which is a lot in terms of team money. In fact, speaking of team money, I really like what they've done at the top of the UI, given the total amount of cash for each team. It's a nice indicator as to which team is doing better. I mean, it's kind of interesting in that it allows you to see who should be dominating the match, like who should have the higher levels, the advantage in fights due to higher levels, and who should have the map control, and is very, very, very interesting when in order to see who should have that map control. God, I've forgotten what I was saying. Anyway, once again, I'm just running around with this support that I was with, just trying to do whatever I could to stop them from pushing. And oh yeah, newsflash, kids: when you're playing Leo, don't grapple whilst you're holding spacebar. It makes you look like an idiot, because you're never going to grapple somebody whilst you yourself are midair. While the enemy team is midair, you've got a tiny window due to lag, making the game think that they're on the ground. But yeah, just don't do it whilst you yourself are in there. Also, just then, we were incredibly lucky that supports team wasn't around to help him. That position, for anybody who plays support or combat girl, that just setting up on that bot spawner and having your team like congregate around there is an incredibly strong position to be in for at any point in the game, because you deny the enemy team access to an entire bot lane of bots. They can't spawn more new bots, and it becomes really difficult for them to push out of their base. The position is very, very strong. I mean, I wish I could show you exactly how strong it is, but I'm not a very good support or combat girl player. So yeah, I'll stick to my guns. That being classes with high mobility. I'll let people who are more used to them play them. I mean, don't get me wrong. If our team really needs a defender, then I'll play one, provided it isn't Leo when he's on free rotation. But yeah. Okay, now I see that they have a turret. Oh, it's plus 100, isn't it? Stupid me. So it's plus 500 for your entire team, which is equivalent to one full bot wave. But yeah, whenever it's your job as an assassin, really. Whenever you see a turret with its shields down, to be to make sure that the shields stay down, and if you can, take it out. Oh, by the way, check out that jump. You can probably do it with Assassin as well, but that's a pretty cool jungle access route. I actually hadn't noticed that in game, and haven't thought about it until now. But yeah, another Annihilator fight. Basically, our support was kind of stupid and tried to activate the Annihilator when it wasn't safe. The enemy team still had up their assault and their support, so the amount of knockback there that you've got there, support has 2 knockback skills and a grapple. Sorry, assault has 2 knockback skills and a grapple. Support has 1 knockback skill and a grapple. You're not going to be able to get that with both of them there, and not being not preoccupied with the rest of your team. But yeah, we've managed to get back into the game, and we've basically got to try and sustain this push. So I'm going to flank around from behind, try and take out whatever I can, be it a bot wave or a player, like I did that Spark. And that is one thing that the assassin is very good at and should be doing quite repeatedly, which is coming around from behind, taking out whatever she can. If there are any key targets like the supports, then you should try to take out them. As you see me just being horribly kited like I was before. This time, luckily, I have juice though, so I'm able to escape. But yeah, that's a lesson for everyone, kiddies. Do not let the support kite you. He's just so strong at it, so much stronger than any other class. I mean, the assault to some extent is fairly good, but that's because he speeds himself up rather than slows you down. As you see me just turret diving like a nutter. But yeah. Also, don't chase people when you're on low health. That Megabeth was kind of stupid. She should have gone back into the spawn before coming up to chase after me. The Leo was fine, but that Megabeth really shouldn't have done that. And yeah, now we're just trying to push into their base. They're putting up quite a bit of resistance, as usual, considering pretty much there's a massive gap in cash between our support. Me and our supports and the enemy team, not the enemy team, the rest of our team. as you'll see at the end of this match. But yeah, we've got pretty much just got to continuously be pushing bots and gaining levels. And I believe it's right here that you see me have an incredibly derpy moment. I accidentally take my hand off the keyboard and put it back on in the wrong spot, so I end up messing up my movement keys. I was really lucky not to die there, as you can probably guess. But yeah, then nobody's in this lane, so this is pretty much just free farm, because it's 100% unattended. I've got no reason not to be here. I mean, the only thing I could possibly otherwise be doing is helping my team push left lane. But we've pretty much won this. We just want to make sure that they don't get a surprise comeback, like is potentially going to happen. If you look at the bot display up in the top of the screen, they've actually got a load of bots at our money ball. At this point, I was really panicking, and I was just trying to deny their advance any further. So pretty much, whilst I didn't want ourselves to be pushed back, so I was just frantically trying to stop their bot waves from advancing out of their spawn. And that allowed the lack of bots that they had up at the money ball eventually got due to what I did was so great that the push was just completely neutralized. I mean, I could have gone all the way back and gone to try and take out the person who was responsible for the push, tried to take out their bot waves, but because the rest of our team was slightly underleveled, we would have got pushed out and lost quite a bit of map control, and that would have pretty much just guaranteed our loss of this annihilator, which, because we actually had the map control that we did, because we didn't back off to get that, instead we just stemmed the flow of bots going out to our money ball. We were able to actually get that annihilator. I mean, if we'd given up that map control, they would have been able to set up, had a really strong position, and then gone on to take the annihilator and possibly come back and get into the game, get back into the game. But because we had that map control, because we didn't go back and instead stop that stem bots, we were able to follow up on the annihilator push after having got it, because we were able to set up down there. We pushed and won the game. So yeah, this is my first try at a proper game commentary. I'm really not used to doing these. So hopefully I'll get better at doing them over time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace.
Stay tuned for a very special episode of Meet the Meat Sacks. When a series of pseudo-religious ritualistic murders take place in the neighborhood, Waldo plays detective with the help of Cousin Mykonos. Meanwhile, Carl reluctantly invites Mr. Winkelmeyer to join poker night with his buddies, but regrets the decision when Winkelmeyer ups the stakes by putting his daughter's virginity on the line.